friends, this is the Cryptonian. Today is Sunday. Welcome back to my channel. It is the 22nd and Bitcoin has already hit 30K, 30,000. We can see that right here. And we do see that the market over here on the right here is doing quite well. Aave up 13%. 13%. Now you see why I love Aave. I'll be making a video about Aave a little bit later. Aptos up 10%, which is great. That's a good performer. Now remember, when you take a look at these projects, when you take a look at the market and certain projects are pumping, these projects are possibly projects that are going to outperform the market coming up in 2024. So you can see a lot of these projects, that's if they're not trading coins, right? Older trading coins, because there are some of those out there. But the projects that are creating and providing value to the market, those projects that are gaining traction and you see them pumping, well, these are possibly projects that will do well in 2024. Again, not investment advice. Taking a look here down on the list, we do see, let's see, Link up 13%. Wow, nice. Matic up a modest 6%. Not bad, not bad. We'll take it. Pyre, PYR, down, up 7.9%. That's a good performer, and that's a good project. That's gaming. Gaming's going to be hot. Gaming's going to be very hot. So, taking a look at the Banter Bubbles here. Wow, Banter Bubbles. The market is a sea of green right now. There are a couple that are down. BSV down a little bit, but BSV has been pumping, as well as Rollbit. We see Rollbit down a little bit, but Rollbit has been pumping recently too. So, you know, this is really not a big deal. This is just profit taking here. Hex up 12%. Wow. Link up 13%. Aave 14%. Pulse 11.8%. This is excellent, guys. Excellent. So, taking a look at the CoinGecko market at a glance here. Bitcoin up 10% for the week. Pretty much flat for the day. Today's Sunday, of course. Ethereum is up 6.6%, catching up a little bit to Bitcoin on the week here, except for Bitcoin still outperforming Ethereum. Ethereum up 2.2% for the 24-hour period. BNB waking up a little bit, 3.7% for the week. XRP 6.8% for the week. Not bad, not far behind Bitcoin. Lido staked Ether 6.7% for the week. And look at this, guys. Solana down 1.6% for the day, but up 32% for the week. Killing it, crushing it. Solana is going to do very well. You know, in my opinion, you want Solana for 2024. You know, creating a position in Solana, in my opinion, not investment advice, of course. Solana is going to do well in 2024. They have this, they're working with Visa, so that's huge. That's really, really huge. Let's see, Dogecoin, modest 3.5% for the week, flat today. Tonecoin up 13% for the week, 3.6 today. Not bad, not bad. Polygon up 6% today, 16% for the week. Nice. Chainlink 13% in one day. One day. Chainlink just broke out and now is up 35% for the week. Again, friends, now is not the time to be chasing projects. Now is not the time to be buying, because in my opinion, you know, when the market turns back around, you're going to be in losses. So try to control your emotions. Again, not investment advice. Do what you want to do. Do what you know, you have to make your own assessments according to your own risk profile. I don't know what your risk profile is, but yeah, not investment advice. But in my opinion, I would not be chasing these projects. I prefer to purchase them, you know, after there's a lot of selling and the prices are discounted, right? These prices have been pumping and are so overvalued on a local short-term basis not on a long-term basis. I think long-term, these are good prices. But why buy now after something's been pumping 35% and you can buy them at a discount a little bit from now, right? Because profits are going to be taken and the prices will go down after profits are taken, right? Avalanche up 9.3% for the week, or yeah, for the week, and 4.4% for the day. So you see a lot of people buying in today and throughout this past week, uh, possibly thinking Bitcoin's going to go higher, or possibly getting into the market for long term. Stellar 4% for the week. Monero 3.7% for the week. Ethereum Classic 5.6% for the week. Interesting. Look at this. Aptos 23%. We talked about that. Quant up 10% for the week. And let's see what other ones are. Aave 22% for the week. Mantle 17%. Bitcoin SV 50%. This is why I told you on Benter Bubbles 6%, 8%, no big deal. It's still up 50%, right? It's down 7% today, but that's because profit taking is taking place. It's going up 50% for the week. Stacks, another one to watch, 20% for the week. Injective Protocol, INJ, 17%. Render, 13%. Now, Render's more of a, well, I want to say it's a trader coin, but it's an older coin, but a lot of people do believe in their tech, so I can't really say it's a trader coin. Possibly something you might consider holding. Multiverse, 9% EGLD. That's interesting, by the way. New developments with EGLD. Immutable X, 8%. Synthetics Network, 13% for the week. So as you see, going down, the market is just across the board, almost categorically for the week, waking up. And I told you that. I said when Bitcoin gets to a point where, it's going to start getting boring, where the momentum slows down, runs into resistance, goes sideways, whatever, the market will catch up. As long as Bitcoin doesn't dump here, as long as Bitcoin doesn't just sell off massively here, then the altcoins will have a little bit of time to catch up. If Bitcoin goes sideways here, slowly grinds down, then the altcoins will then catch up, or should catch up, right? Let me give you an example here. The example is AVAX. I think AVAX. Let's take a look. AVAX. Yeah. So you can see here AVAX starting to pump right now, right? So as long as Bitcoin doesn't start falling out of bed and hitting its head, AVAX probably will move up a little bit more. But we have to be careful here. Bitcoin is running into resistance, right? But I'm just letting you know that whenever Bitcoin is in strength and then it starts to get to a point where it's at resistance, then a lot of the money goes to altcoins, and then the altcoins start pumping. And we can see that today, right? Anyway, taking a look at Bitcoin, let's not make this video too long. Bitcoin at resistance. At resistance, we did hit our target that we talked about before. This white line I put in place here when we had the breakout, and I said that this would be the target. And I left this here saying that let's test this and see if this target gets reached. And here we are, price reaching that target. So we will go ahead and eliminate that, remove that for now. And let's see what's going on here on the larger macro scale. Larger macro scale, we are, whoops, let me get my marker real quick. We are in an area here of resistance, okay? This is bearish territory, bearish territory. Now, it's going to take a lot of momentum, a lot of buying power to push through this resistance area. Resistance is 29,900 to 31,500 basically this area. We were rejected from this area before. Let me move this over. There we go. Rejected from this area before, here as well. And now we are retesting this area once again. A couple of scenarios here. Now, the bearish scenario first. If we get rejected here, this is going to be a lower high. And then the question is, are we going to hang on to that 27.5 or 27 or even 25? Or are we going to break down? Now, we are putting in a pattern, which is a pattern that is a left shoulder here, a head, and then a right shoulder pattern. The right shoulder pattern is lower at this point, not by much, but a little bit, than the left shoulder, okay? The head is a little bit higher than the left shoulder. So we're putting in a lower high here. So a lower high is, or well, not automatically, but it could be bearish, right? So this could be playing out, this head and shoulders pattern. And then the head and shoulders pattern neckline is here, down here, which is 24,800, 25K, something like that roughly. And then once that breaks, then the target would be to the downside. That's the bearish scenario, right? This could be a, B, and then a C pattern, right? So we have to be aware of that. This is why we don't buy, or I don't buy, again, not investment advice, I don't buy this resistance area. I'm not buying this resistance area. The time to get in is down here at support. You buy support and you sell resistance, right? Now, if you're an investor and you're in for long term, you just hang on to it, right? You would have been buying, preferably down here, dollar cost averaging on these dips here, and then with the possibility of this going lower, why buy here when, if you have patience, you can just wait for it to come back down here and buy at a cheaper price, right? So that being said, let's take a look at some statistics. Excuse me. Some evidence here on the stochastics. I created this stochastics tool, which is, I love using this because you can get 3 time frames at once. I created this, not really complicated, it's pretty basic, but it's very useful. Right now we see we are maxed out on the daily, and we see that whenever we were maxed out on the daily here, here's extreme stochastic reading here. We then had a pullback. Okay, we had an extreme, less extreme, but still extreme, elevated reading here. We had a pullback. Okay, and here we are again. We are again overheated, overextended on the indicator tool here, the stochastics. I'm expecting a pullback here. Now, here on the weekly, this white line, that's the weekly. So that's showing that we still have room to run. We're just hitting the power band on the weekly. So could we break this 30-32 area? It's possible, but we just have to wait and see. There's a high probability of rejection here. Very high probability of rejection. Could we go higher? Yes, we could go higher. But if it could be just temporary, right? We could get rejected at between 30 and 32 and then roll over and start seeing selling pressure. Now, that being said, we are in expansion. The Cryptonian volatility tool that I created is showing expansion. You see that the blue line is above the orange line, and you can see that the light blue background is showing the expansion range. So we started expansion here, moving higher. Okay. So, but look at what's happened in the past. We had a stochastics reading that was overextended, and then our volatility mod reading turned yellow, right? And then that was it. That was the end of the move. And then we had a correction. Okay? So, we are still in expansion. We still have that momentum to the upside, and we could continue higher. However, we are overextended, and we could see some type of a pullback, even if it's short term. Now, where would that pullback be? Pullback could be down here at about 28,800, where this previous support line is. This is a very big possibility. So we'll just have to wait and see. Now, tomorrow we do have the Fed meeting, right? Here we see that Jerome Powell, the Fed chair, is scheduled to speak. This says 16:25, or excuse me, 35. So at about 2:30 in the afternoon. Now, what is he going to talk about? What is he going to say? He's probably going to say the same thing. He's been very neutral, but we'll see. Depending on what he says, if he changes, if he shows that he's a little optimistic, a little bit more optimistic going forward, then we could continue here. Bitcoin could continue higher. Let me get my marker. Bitcoin could continue higher, putting pressure on our second line here, which is 31,500. And we could even have liquidity grab at 32,000 and then have a pullback down here. Once again, not really sure. Again, we don't want to call tops. We just want to let the market and the charts tell us and show us what it wants to do. So this is a strong resistance area, and I'm expecting a lot of volatility, and I'm expecting a lot of bears to start dumping extra volume here. So it's going to make it difficult to get through this area and go higher. So I'm expecting some kind of a pullback, just because statistically speaking, when we have seen the overextended stochastics on the daily, and we have seen resistance, then we had a pullback. Are we at resistance? Yes, we're at resistance. Is the daily stochastics overextended and overheated? Yes, it is. It's up at the top. The RSI, stochastic RSI, look at this, it's 99. It's 99, it's maxed out. Now, could it crawl atop? Sure. Well, I've seen this before where we still have a lot of strength and we go higher and the indicator just crawls the top like this, and while prices go higher. That's very possible. But statistically speaking, when we talk about risk and reward, this is a risky area. And that's why it's interesting to see so many people buying today. So many people buying at this level, because it's resistance. Those that get excited possibly will buy here, not understanding how the charts work, how price action moves. Now, that being said, let's take a look at what else. Let's see. Did I share something? I think I shared one article. Let's take a look here. On my Twitter X account, I do from time to time share articles, and this is nice. BTC price hits 2-month high amid Bitcoin, amid the speculation, basically the bet that Bitcoin will break 32K soon. Again, we have to allow the charts to tell us what to do, right? Um, Articles have a tendency to get people excited and mislead, right? Because here on Twitter X, here on Cointelegraph, this is where this article is from. These types of articles, they have a bias. Every article has a bias, right? So the only true place for information is the chart, right? People can say whatever they want to say. People can have an opinion. Everybody does. It's biased. But the bottom line is price doesn't lie, because this is the price shows that people are committed to their belief and their opinion, and they're willing to pay for it, right? Otherwise, if they're not willing to pay for it, it means nothing, right? So the charts are what tells us the best information. The charts are the source of information, and we need to pay attention to the charts and allow the charts to tell us what it wants to do and where it potentially could go, right? So there you go, friends. I don't want to make this too long. Like I said, I do expect some type of a pullback here, whether it's now or whether it's after we hit 31,000, 31,500 up in this area. I'm not really sure. I'm not really concerned because I'm just waiting. I'm patient, waiting for the market to tell me what it wants to do, waiting for the market to make its move. So on the upside, potential upside, we could have a breakout here. It's very possible. We could go higher and hit 31,400, 500, and then have a pullback. Or we could even break out. If we break out here, it's going to be huge. If we break out here to the upside, if we get through this bearish area, then the next area of resistance is going to be we could go to 36,600. 36,600, right? So that being said, there's potential upside left, but it really depends on what's going to happen tomorrow with Jerome Powell and the Fed market. If he speaks a little bit bearish, or excuse me, a little bit negative or concerned about the economy and you know, inflation, then that's going to be a problem for the market. However, if he starts easing up on his prognosis or his future outlook, then the markets probably will continue to go higher. So, although again, we are due for some type of a pullback for Bitcoin. So, there you have it. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. Please, if you like this information, if you find it valuable, please give the video a like. It's free. It's free and it helps me out. And if you're not a subscriber, I encourage you to subscribe if crypto is what you're interested in. If crypto interests you, then subscribe and you'll be able to get notified. Make sure that you click the bell, the notification bell, so whenever I drop another video, you'll get the information. So anyway, that's my story. I'm sticking to it. Thank you for your time. I hope your weekend was great. I hope your week coming up is even better. And it's an exciting time to be in crypto. So congratulations to everyone that's in crypto. It takes courage. It takes courage, but I do believe that it's the future. It's a technology that is outperforming most other technologies, except for maybe AI. Maybe it's comparable to AI, right? But for AI, you have to be in the legacy markets, right? I think crypto is the right place to be now. And that's my opinion, not investment advice. But if you want to go on this journey with me, please subscribe. Happy to have you, and we'll talk to you next time. Take care.